So week 7 is finally here. We're almost halfway through the season. It's kind of crazy, I think. I'm finally making another video. I know it's been a while, but, you know, the board has been getting boring. There hasn't been much shit talking. There really needs to be some. I know we had a little bit a couple weeks ago, and it got shut down because it got a little personal. But, you know, we're all grown-ass men. If you can't take it as a joke, dude, don't play in this league. Seriously, don't play. If you can't take it as a joke, don't play in the league. That's the bottom line. It'd be nice if somebody else could make some videos, you know, just to keep some entertainment going on the website. I know there's YouTube videos out there that Jay keeps putting up. That's pretty cool. I'd like to see one of your ugly mugs get up here and talk some shit to me about how terrible my videos are and how much better yours are. That'd be fucking awesome. You know? I mean, if you have a Windows PC, just Google video recording and editing software. Free video recording editing software. And I'm sure something will come up. Adam has something. If he comments below with what he uses, you know, download it, use it, make a video. If you have a Mac, download iMovie. There's got to be a bootleg copy out there on the internet. I know for a fact there is because I'm using one right now. You know what I mean? Before I get into it, I just want to say a couple things. I don't understand how Schreiner's team and Schuhart's team are even viable right now.
Come on, son!
I mean, I look at their teams every week and I'm just like this. How the fuck do these guys win games?
Come on, son!
I mean, they're obviously playing teams that can't score. You know, or that team is having a bad week. Kind of like I did this week. And I'm not saying I would have beat Johnny because he ended up putting up 110. But, you know, it's crazy. 2 weeks this year I've scored under 100. And those 2 weeks are the games I've lost. So, I'm thinking that the only way Schuhart or Schreiner is going to beat me is if I score under 100 points. And they can't even score. I mean, Schreiner's team has scored 120 plus a couple times already, which baffles me.
Come on, son!
Because Stafford looks like trash. And Schuhart's team, I don't even think has eclipsed 100 once yet. You know? So, I don't understand how these teams are even viable. They're just getting lucky, I guess.
Come on, son!
Also, about the waiver thing. You know, Manu, I know you love the waiver being the way it is. But honestly, like, the whole point of the waiver system is to keep the entire league competitive, make it fun for everybody. And as we're seeing here, it's not working because people are just getting guys, benching them, which is a perfectly fine strategy. You don't want anybody else to pick up a guy and use him against you. So I can't blame you because I do it a lot too. But the bottom teams can't even contend. They're pretty much out of the playoff hunt right now. Anybody in the bottom, anybody that has 5 losses or more is pretty much done. Their season is done. And we're only 6 weeks in. Done. No chance. Now, if the waivers were the way they used to be with inverse standings, those bottom tier teams would have some legit players right now and would be able to rebuild through free agency. That's the point. If you drafted well, you don't need the waiver wire as much. And you'll still get a couple guys here and there. So don't act like, you know, you can't get a good guy if you're the last waiver pick. You got to get lucky. You know? I mean, it's just crazy. I personally think if people don't like the inverse of standings, it should be at least a bidding waiver wire where you get $30 to start the season. You can use that $30 however you want during the season to bid on players. So everybody has a chance at the players. Everybody. That goes from the top to bottom. And that way, you know, for instance, Manu is satisfied because he doesn't want the bottom tier teams to get better, you know? And the way it's going now, the bottom tier teams can't get better. So I think the bidding way is the best way to go. Anyway, enough with the bullshit. On to what I'm here for. My week 7 projections. And the first game out of the gate is me against the Grundle Puffers. RG3 against Josh Freeman, who I assume won't be playing. You'll probably play Cam Newton. I'm going to go with RG3 here because the Giants' defensive backs are terrible, and that dude just moves around like crazy. Alfred Morris, Trent Richardson against Ben Jarvis and Stephen Ridley. I'm going to go Ben Jarvis and Stephen Ridley here because Alfred Morris probably won't do anything, and Trent, who knows how many carries he's going to get, being that he was hurt last week. Doug Martin and Mike Wallace. I'm going to say Doug Martin. New Orleans has a terrible rush defense, so he could have a huge game. Victor Cruz and Brandon Lloyd, and Larry Fitz and Michael Crabtree. Victor Cruz and Brandon Lloyd. Overall, I think I should win this game. Will I win this game? Probably not, because I just, I mean, look what happened against Johnny last week. I was projected to win by 60-some-odd points, and I blow it. So I wouldn't be surprised if I lose, but I think I should win. Next game. Burgers versus Project Mayhem. Well, you got to start Matt Hasselbeck. That just sucks. Matt Hasselbeck versus Jay Cutler. I think people just show up on Monday night, so Jay Cutler. McFadden and Goodson against Jones Drew and Marshawn Lynch. Holy shit. I'm going to have to say Maurice Jones-Drew and Marshawn Lynch. I mean, how are you going to run two of the same running backs from the same team? I would actually probably play Andre Brown as if he's going to play, if Bradshaw's not in. Randall Cobb and Mikel LaShore. I'm going to say Mikel LaShore. It's a Monday night game. He'll show up. Andre Johnson and Vincent Jackson against Marquise Colston and Hakeem Nicks. I'm going to go Andre Johnson and Vincent Jackson here. Baltimore's D is just terrible. New Orleans, terrible defense. Tight ends Witten, and obviously you're not playing Selleck because he's on a bye. I assume you're going to go pick somebody up. Who knows who you're going to get, but it'll be somebody. And anyway, it doesn't matter. Witten. Overall, I'm going to give the first win, his first win of the year, to Mr. Jason Seaberger. Clap it up. You're going to get your first win here. Good luck, brother. Next game. Team beatdown
Come on, son.
against Brown Eye. Aaron Rodgers and Andy Dalton. I'm going to go Aaron Rodgers. Fred Jackson and Alex Green against Ray Rice and Darren Sproles. Ray Rice and Darren Sproles. Like I said, I don't like Fred Jackson. He's beat. Alex Green on a passing team. He's beat. Antonio Brown and Kenny Britt. Kenny Britt. Stevie Johnson, Michael Jenkins against Percy Harvin and Reggie Wayne. Percy Harvin and Reggie Wayne are probably two of the best fantasy wide receivers in the league in fantasy right now. So those two. Scott Chandler and Rob Gronkowski. I'm going to say Scott Chandler because the matchup looks ripe and Gronk has been somewhat hurt. Overall, I think this is a blowout. Brown Eye wins. And if you somehow pull this off, Shu, it's fucking amazing. Really is fucking amazing. Next game. Borussi versus Fake and Bake. The battle of the bitches. Drew Brees against Eli Manning. I'm going to go Drew Brees just because he just puts up massive points every week. LeGarrette Blount and Philip Tanner against Adrian Peterson and C.J. Spiller. Adrian Peterson and C.J. Spiller. I think, by the way, Philip Tanner is the proper back to have. I think Felix Jones will get hurt or fuck up his chances. Either way, Philip Tanner will probably end up being the better back to own. Mike Williams and DHB. I'm going to say Mike Williams. He's just been a beast for Tampa Bay the last couple weeks. Brandon Marshall and Nate Washington against Dez Bryant and James Jones. I'm going to say Dez Bryant and James Jones. Fred Davis and Jermaine Gresham. Fred Davis because the Giants suck. The win, I'm going to say, has to go to Fake and Bake only because, I mean, LeGarrette Blount and Philip Tanner are your starting running backs. I just don't understand. But who knows? You pulled off a miracle last week with the waiver wire pickup of the year, Whedon. Next game. Shrine Daddy
Come on, son.
versus Bodhisattva. This is a good game. Both teams have 2 losses right now. This will move the standings a lot, this game actually. Stafford versus Andrew Luck. I'm going to say Andrew Luck. Stafford's been terrible, and Chicago is just, their defense is ridiculous. Frank Gore and Sean Green against Aaron Foster and Daryl Richardson. that's about a push, but I'm going to say Aaron Foster and Dale Richardson only because Aaron Foster is just a beast, and Frank Gore's looks like, I don't know, looks like they're going to start taking Powell's away. I read Powell. Touches away from him. Joique Bell against William Powell. I'm going to say Joique Bell because Minnesota's D is pretty damn good. Wes Welker and Steve Smith versus Stephen Hill and Devery Henderson. Wes Welker and Steve Smith. Schreiner, you need to put in a tight end, which obviously means you need to pick one up. Owen Daniels. So I'm going to say Owen Daniels because I don't know who you're going to pick up Schreiner. Overall, the win is going to go to Bodhisattva here this week. I just don't think Schreiner has a chance. Stafford hasn't really done much, and his running backs are terrible. Next game. What would Tebow do versus the number one coach? All right, let's see. Number one coach has a good chance to stay viable here, stay within the rankings, being he's inside the playoffs right now. He just needs this win. Brady and Sanchez, Brady. Steven Jackson and Chris Johnson against Bradshaw and Pierre Thomas. Bradshaw and Pierre Thomas. Only because who knows with Chris Johnson. Although this is a week that he could go off because Buffalo's defense is terrible. Hickson again and Greg Little. Hickson. Calvin Johnson and Santana Moss versus Jordy Nelson and Denarius Moore. I'm going to have to say Calvin Johnson and Santana Moss. Kobe Fleener versus Aaron Hernandez. Aaron Hernandez all day, every day. Overall, the win is going to go to number one coach. You're going to move to 4-3. What would Tebow do? We'll move to 1-6 and continue to move down in the standings. So that pretty much wraps up this week. All you bitches, good luck. Brown Eye, I'm coming for you. I can't wait to play you. I finally got a quarterback. It's on now, bitches. Peace out.